bullying other players on the Fever. And I want you to watch this play here with Lexi Hall. You can see ref number 16 right there. He's watching the whole thing happen.
AJA Wilson called it a special whistle. Becky Hammon backed her up at the podium, pointing at the free throw disparity like it was a smoking gun. But the truth? There was nothing special about Aaliyah Boston's whistle in Game 4. What Boston had was pure dominance. 24 points, 14 rebounds, 5 assists, 2 steals, and 2 blocks. She punished Vegas from the opening tip until the final buzzer, and instead of admitting Indiana owned the paint, the Aces cried foul. The irony couldn't be louder. For 3 games straight, Las Vegas lived at the line. Every bump Boston delivered was whistled. Every Kelsey Mitchell slide on the perimeter was tagged as a foul. The Aces thrived off soft calls, using them to build rhythm and feed Wilson easy points. But the second Indiana flipped the script, attacking downhill, sealing deep, and forcing real contact, Vegas lost its composure. Becky sat stone-faced in the post-game presser, cutting off questions with a bitter, "They shot 34 free throws and we shot 11 next question." Wilson shrugged at reporters and claimed Boston had a special whistle. Yet the tape told a different story. Boston wasn't gifted calls. She created them. Every seal she established was closer to the rim. Every drive Indiana guards made was deliberate, daring Vegas to keep up. If you play in the paint, you draw fouls. Vegas, on the other hand, leaned on jumpers and isolation. Wilson still piled up 31 points, but every basket was a grind against Boston's body. That pressure wore her down, and the rest of the Aces simply couldn't keep pace. The meltdown became comedy when Becky Hammon compounded the collapse with a brutal mistake, calling a timeout she didn't have. That gaffe handed Indiana a technical free throw in crunch time, sealing Vegas's fate. Suddenly, the narrative wasn't about refs at all. It was about the Aces cracking under pressure while Indiana stood tall. And make no mistake, this wasn't just Boston's night. Kelsey Mitchell played closer, dropping 25 points and burying shots when Indiana needed them most. Odyssey Sims rebounded from a miserable Game 3 with 18 points on 6-4-9 shooting, slicing up the Vegas defense and forcing mismatches that freed Boston inside. Lexi Hull, hurt back and all, threw her body at Jackie Young for 38 minutes, logging 4 steals, a block, and relentless defensive grit that doesn't show up in highlight reels but wins playoff games. Shea Petty's poise off the bench, Natasha Howard's rebounding, and contributions up and down the Fever roster gave Boston the perfect storm around her dominance. That's why Wilson's comments fell flat. Because when you rewind the tape, it wasn't favoritism that doomed the Aces. It was Indiana's blueprint executed to perfection. Control the boards, attack the rim, force Vegas to defend for 40 minutes, and never let them breathe. The whistle didn't beat the Aces. Indiana did. Now it all comes down to Game 5 in Las Vegas. Michelob Ultra Arena will be deafening. The Aces are desperate, their season hanging in the balance. But Indiana walks in with more than just hope. They walk in with proof they can outwork Vegas at its own game. They've weathered injuries, doubters, and the weight of being written off, and now they are one win from the finals. The Aces can keep pointing at whistles. The Fever only point at the scoreboard. And if Aaliyah Boston brings that same fire back into the paint for Game 5, Las Vegas might be staring at the end of its reign. What do you think? Was AJA Wilson right about a special whistle, or was this just Indiana's dominance finally breaking through? Drop your thoughts in the comments, and if you're loving this breakdown, make sure to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you never miss a moment. The battle isn't over, and the Fever might just be one game away from history.